Here we go. Look at us in line. I've never rooted to finish 26 or higher before in my life because then I don't have to decide if we're moving stuff off of the savings account over to the checking account. There's JJL in the house saying he missed both PQ and P1, PQ1, excuse me, and PQ2. For a second, I thought we were talking about some F1 there. All right, let's see how we do here. Are we opening one? We'll see. I didn't get one. I don't imagine I'm getting one here as well. Also, curious to see, are we live on YouTube? Okay, we are. We said we had a little bit of a YouTube issue earlier. Who do we got here? I see Tommy in here, rock and a roll. James, man, first time here. Let's go, James. Thanks for being here, man. PPE in the house, jump shooting, 9. Good to see you. Dustin and Greg are going to be joining us. We missed by 3,700 and a bunch. No regrets there. No regrets. I'm going to go over, see the general Discord, see if anybody hit over there. I missed. I'm happy missing though. I'm going to be honest. We did it more for the content. If we weren't in this stream right now, 27. Did you get it, Poke? You had 27. Wow. Team Hold Bongsman reporting for duty. Here you go, Top Shot Common Man. Man, huge relief, dude. Huge relief that I did not hit one of these. I did not want to be in that conversation. Milo missed. We got Maddie just missed. Wow, 474. Whoo, baby. I'm seeing if anybody I see Big Ticket missed. Jeb missed. Highest number I've seen so far is Jeb's at 5,400. Means 5K were in there. No, breakfast cereals didn't get one either. 0 for third. Sorry, JJL. I'm sorry, man. I was rooting for you. I really was. JJL's one of the real ones. But yeah, hey, cheers, guys. Happy hour. We made it. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do the song. Let's do the song now that we're officially not getting one. That was going to be the intro, but let's do the damn song. It's time to vibe.
Well, the top side streets are a dangerous place, so you better tune in to a credible face like this one. Yeah, this one. And you know he's not alone, and they're coming in hot. We got a Lake so Stan and a guy who really likes baseball. I don't know why he likes baseball. We got legs and a guy in a bear suit. We're making money up YouTube clips, big ticket flips. We got potential to grow. AFC's in the NBA. What else can I say? You gotta get in the know. Even Washington's inside game. Live talking play. Why are you selling so low? Those Canadian bacon and friends. Fun never ends. Come on and get on the show. Big hole, big hole, big hole, big hole. People are freaking out enough. Why not lose my mind? What is happening? This is the financial advice.
All right, now it feels like we can start. Now we can. What are we pissed about today? Says Patrick. There we go. Chicken Frog, good to see you. Wow, Mach 89 just missed, bro. Just missed. Man, let's I missed by quite a bit. I think one thing that's going to be nice here is I think by the time the show is over, we'll be able to see what's cooking in the marketplace. I imagine this is a W. I was saying this earlier, right? This legendary job, it's got to be. I'm sure it's a W. I'm sure it is. But I'm curious to see what it looks like. Let's while we're waiting for Dustino, and I think G Dunn might be joining us too. I think they're both wrapping up a meeting. Also, I know I already cheers, but there's more of you here now. Let's go. 5 Boroughs one time. 5 Boroughs Brewing. A Tiny Juicy. I thought, come on, focus in on that camera. Yeah, there we go. I got to cover my face. Tiny Juicy. Working our way into the weekend, baby. I've got plans tonight, and I'm not thrilled about that. 2 different sets of plans. I don't like that. I'm a one plans guy. 2 plans, too many. All right, let's go see what's going over there. Let's see what's happening on the run it back. So these are the rares from yesterday. Magic crept back up, right? This was down at like 250 yesterday, right up around 300. Now you're seeing the average sales at 278. Patrick Ewing, though, I thought we were going to see Patrick Ewing creep back up. Not so fast. We're still staying sub 200. Karl Malone, sub 150. Clyde the Glide, sub 146. Then we got the Chief down to 112. Alex English, 98. Fat Lever at 95. Minute down to 91. And then it gets ugly. Bill Lambier at 90. Michael Cooper, Byron Scott, Sleepy Floyd. We're under 90 now. We got Brad Doherty at 84. Dantley at 84. Mark Price, Ron Harper. We're now down to 82. Dale Ellis at 81. And look at that sweet moment zone. Dale Ellis. Tough stuff. Yeah, Jordan says, wow. We're a little bit low. We the people said we're talking Top Shot just until Dustin gets here, and then we're just going to talk about everything. JJL says after airball in the drop, might be ready for a 5 a.m. beer. JJL, I feel, what time was it when I talk? I have no concept of how time zones work. I thought I was talking to you. I guess, yeah. So did you just wake up, JJL? I talked to you before bed, and then I talked to you this morning or in the morning. Yeah, it's tough stuff. The archives look to all be sitting around 5, right? They all seem to be around 5. Yikesies. I don't know. Maybe when the challenges officially come out. Yeah, D-Rose says fall fast too. Chambers was close to 90. Yeah, it's been bouncing all over the place. Anywhere between like 80 and 90. Brian W. came back from yesterday saying currently losing hope in Dale. The only thing that can save him now is winning the Bird Rodman coin flip. Yeah, agree. Sold my... there you go, Garen. That's the way to do it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited to see. Let's see. Let's actually go on Twitter. I'll pull that up in a second. I want to see if the people are, if we got any celebratory tweets out there. I am excited to see what they're going for, though. I really am. Also, shout out to Top Shot Kingdom. The Top Shot Kingdom did some cool stuff yesterday. With what was it? Not yesterday, but they had an event over the weekend, and Davey put together a video. Let's see if we got any tweets so far. Let's do a little scrolling. Lil Wayne's on the timeline. All right. Didn't expect to see that. What's going on, Island Boys? What's happening? All right. Not a lot of polls yet. I saw Osimo did hit one of those though. All right. I thought we were gonna see all of the W's. When all day pack contest less JKs. I was hoping we were going to get one today. I thought it would drop today. Poker Pro Eric's like, oh, so why did you get light if you didn't want to even buy this pack? Top Shot has warped people's minds. Because Poker Pro Eric, my mind was warped long before Top Shot. Same reason I would still enter poker tournaments or would still do DraftKings, you know? Prices on these are going to go up. People are sleeping on the number needed for challenges. Kramer, you think so? They only need 7, right? They only need 7 for challenges, Krames? I don't know, man. Poker Pro Eric, was your number really 27? I know you posted that earlier. Was that really 27? All right. I thought Dustin was going to be right when the show started, but he is late. What was the other thing? I wanted to talk about something else. Oh, I watched a little bit of, that's not true. I watched the whole Brad Stevens and Wick press conference today with the Celtics. Guys, I'm telling you, we're going to learn more about this Ime thing, and it's going to make our earlier takes feel dumb. I have a feeling. Also, you guys I usually stay away from hot takes around this stuff. My hot take about this whole situation, I think Ime's team leaked it. That's my new take. I think Ime's team or somebody on Ime's camp leaked this yesterday. That would be my guess. It's the only thing I can think of. I don't see why anybody in the Celtics organization would leak it. That doesn't make sense. That leak doesn't make sense. If anything, it made the Celtics job much harder, right? It was detrimental both to their organization, to their process. They lost control of the narrative. That's my hot take. To what end? I just think I think right. This is how the story. Oh, Dapper Dustin's here. Hold on, Dustin is here. We're just gonna get him on. Then we can talk through the email thing together. We can do it together. Let's see. We got Dustin, Dapper Dustin. What's up, man? Oh, dude, it's afternoon time. No more embers for me.
I know. Well, look, I've been drinking this for about an hour and 45 minutes, and I'm trying to see if you could see steam, but there's still steam, and it's as warm as ever.
Yeah. It looks good, dude. The ember's great. Hold on, let me adjust. I thought we might
sponsor us, you cowards.
I tagged them in my Instagram post about it. I did.
Smart man. Sorry, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me, Mike. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have you back.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Sounds like very serious conversations were happening prior to this, but
no, I just got into it. No,
okay.
Have you been paying attention to that at all?
Yeah, it's I saw the best tweet ever that said he lost 2 rings in 1 year.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's tough. That's tough. No,
yeah.
I've been like staying away from hot takes around this because I just don't think we have enough information on everything. And all I was saying was I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. Like I think the more information we find out, the more bummed out we're going to be. But my hot take, and I think it's okay to do this. I don't think this is like blasphemous or is not. I think Ime's team leaked it
to get ahead of things.
Yeah. Because right, this is what we learned. We get a weird thing from Woj, and then we're like, oh, it's a consensual relationship. And then as information has come out, it feels like, oh, maybe that's not the case. I just don't see any upside for anyone in the Celtics organization. This is also, I watched the press conference today, and you could tell Brad Stevens not thrilled about the leak. He was just because I mean, like, it makes it that's not protecting their team at all, right? That's not protecting their staff, their organization. And I was trying to think of like why would that come out? And the only reason that makes sense is that it's like, oh, get ahead of the narrative,
get ahead of it. Yeah, they can craft I mean, that's PR 101, baby. Right? Craft your own story, craft your own narrative, get ahead of it. If you watch Succession, you see that happen quite often. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like, look, it's gonna break. Let's get out first, and we can get that news. We can get it to Woj. We can get it to Shams. We can at least get our story out before the other version is there. Yeah.
And then that was the story that was reported for like 24 hours yesterday. And the whole conversation was like, why would he get suspended for something like that? And like for a full year, like compare that to the show. And I'm telling you, more information that comes out, gonna be ugly.
Multiple people, maybe, or different things, right?
Yeah, I wonder.
We can't even speculate.
You're right. Good call.
Yeah.
More importantly, Adam Levine is so happy this news dropped. Yeah, Adam Levine, Brett Favre, Robert Sarver, everyone's just kind of saying like, hell yeah, yo. And yeah, where were you at the Champs Lounge, dude?
Look, that UFC. I was in Vegas the previous weekend, so I couldn't go back-to-back weekends, or else my wife would say, "You are fucking cut off. Like you are done." And you know what? It turned out to not be the best UFC because of what happened, right? Like we won. Like Nate won, and it was a fight that happened 5 to 7 years too late, maybe. Yeah. And then Khamzat won, which was like 2 minutes and it was done. I don't know. It just wasn't. It wasn't the fight that I'm glad it didn't work out in that way, because it wasn't the UFC that I was super pumped for. So
yeah, that's more to come. There'll be more Champions Lounge opportunities. We'll make sure we get the utility, baby.
I can't wait. I want to go one badly. I've been saying this. If there's something in LA, you can count me in. Even if there's something in Vegas and it can align, and maybe I can do something. I can
not be back-to-back weekends.
Yes, I can convince the wife to go. She loves an event. Yeah. So I'll figure something out. But I definitely do want to go. And I've been trying to tell you, Mikey Zacks, right? That New York one, baby. That New York one.
Oh yeah, when is the New York one?
It's coming up soon. I feel
November.
Yeah.
All right, maybe we'll splash around after I'm done. After I'm done recouping my L from yesterday.
Oof. Yeah, you gotta collect some dapper.
Yeah, listen, I feel like it's been a little bit, Dustin. So I don't. What do you want to talk about? What do you like? I'll let you steer the ship. What do you want to get into? It's a happy hour. We can do whatever we want.
I did see someone mentioning this. No spoilers. I'm getting there. Yeah. I'm on season 2, but I think. Look, I don't want to bash things, but I mentioned something in the Discord, right, about this drop. I have opinions on this drop. Let's just talk about that. And again, these are just my opinions on the run it back drop. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not participate in it. I lined up today right now because I got the email and I'm like, I'm going to just jump in line and see what happens. And I wasn't going to buy, but I had, I probably shouldn't have joined the queue anyway. So it's one less person to say it, but I had zero interest in this drop at all. Like no interest whatsoever. There's a couple of reasons why. I think we went too far in the Wayback Machine. I think our core, I would say the Top Shot space, from what we've seen from all the various events, I think the age range is pretty diverse. Like, it is not what you think of just like NFT bros. I think there's definitely, people my age and even above. And it's a pretty broad spectrum, which is kind of nice. So there was definitely people excited about this. I think it's a little too far back. I think there were too many moments created for players that were just not as exciting. I think they could have looked at what is happening with UFC Strike with their upcoming drop. They're introducing a Ronda Rousey moment, which is great. They're introducing a Hoist Gracie moment, which is great as a champion moment. And then a few other like sort of semi-recent fighters, but nothing too crazy. Like, they didn't say, hey, we're going back to UFC 1 through 5. And here are, Don Fry. I mean, I love Don Fry, but there's just like all these different fighters where you're like, I don't really know. Like Ken Shamrock, okay, that he's like the Hakeem in this drop. But then you have all these other fighters that you're like, well, I don't really want that one. I think it's too many, in my opinion. I think it's too many. The second part of that is people have lost bags on Top Shot, right? Yeah. Bags. Yeah. I think and again, I thought about this morning. There are definitely people way smarter with me when it comes to like EV and our boy John Boy Beats and spreadsheets, right? Like crunching the numbers to say, no, I get it, but it's going to be plus EV or whatever the case may be. I think in my mind, if I were running it, I would say, hey guys, I totally get it, but I don't want to ask our community to spend $1,000 on this pack when they've already lost so much money. Yeah. I think we need to scale it back. What if we get to midseason? What if we get to All-Star break? What if we get to Christmas Day and we've turned things around and proven that, hey, we're headed in the right direction. There's user growth. There's awesome activity in the way that you see with the NFL all day, or like these really fun things that are happening on Strike. Like, there's just stuff is in motion to say, oh my God, I'm excited about Top Shot again. Okay, I'm down for this pack, as opposed to doing it now when none of that has been proven. I think a lot of faith is still lost. I think they could have just waited. I think it's a little unfair and I know it's a limited amount of packs. I get all that. I just still think the message of saying we're releasing $1,000 pack when people have lost bags is a little like not paying attention to what's happening in the community.
Yeah, it's fun. To your first point too, there was I think it was Ginobili Soros who we did a Spaces this morning instead of the YouTube show, and he brought up something that I thought was a good point, where he's like, do we think like players like this and moments like this from this era, this like golden era of the NBA, also helps introduce the platform to a different audience, right? Like, maybe because like you said, it's a pretty diverse age range, I think, but maybe this type of moment or this type of player like opens your eyes to someone who, maybe doesn't know a ton about NFTs, but in the same way that a lot of us got involved, right? And my pushback to that, because I think that's a great point. Like, I do think like, holy shit, Dominique Wilkins, Isaiah Thomas, like, that's incredible. My pushback is like, I don't think anybody else outside of us knows the drop's going on. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like this has been pushed to people for a couple of reasons, because they supposedly can't. But like, yeah, that sounds nice. That sounds nice in theory, but it's not like no one's making content around it. Like, outside of this, there was, I thought they did like the curation of the pack. I think it's great. The artwork is great. I thought the video they came to promote it was awesome. But then that was kind of it. Then it was just like some blog posts. So I think to use that as like, oh, maybe it'll bring in new users. I'm like, I don't know. No new people are finding out about it.
No. And I don't think this is a knock on sort of like the moment creation, the players selected. I would say I think that's a great counter to say, or just to what I was saying about like I don't know if we need it to be 86. It's like sure it
Right.
could be 86, but maybe when we're cooking, right? And
Right.
we're bringing in new users for discovery, but we're doing it before the season has started, before any real marketing has happened. And then and I saw someone in the comments here like JJL Smith saying a worthy sold for 1600, right? Which is great. Like I'm saying, I'm not against that, and I think that there are, like I said, smarter people crunching numbers to say that, hey, look, it's going to be plus EV and you should participate. It's more in my mind. I was just instantly turned off to say, I am not going to drop $1,000 on this right now. Like
Well,
I don't think that, given like what makes me think that, I guess, look, people are making money. That's absolutely great. I need to see that over a consistent basis
yeah.
to start to dump that kind of money back into Top Shot is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I'm with you on that. I think, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on this drop, just in general, like a lot of those takes. Maddie says I can't imagine any new customer getting into Top Shot because they
Yeah.
can spend 1K. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I agree. I think part of it, right? I think part of it was a lot of the conversation that's happened over the summer about getting the price points right and the supply right, and I don't know if they did that yet. And coming fresh off that W drop too, we heard a lot of stuff about how they were going to make it right. Like I don't, and no one remembers this because the run it back drop is happening, but everybody already forgot. But
Right.
after they were like surprise back-to-back WNBA rare drops, they kept saying like, don't worry, we'll make it right. We'll make it right for those collectors. And then like poof, gone, nothing since then. So it's just like a lot of that kind of stuff where it's like, I'd rather you guys, get your shit together,
Right.
And there we go. The archive set is the type of price point that could get new people interested, but there weren't any exciting players in it. Yeah, and but then I write the counter to that, Matthew, and I agree with what you're saying. The counter to that though is like, well, then what are you going to put the exciting players in?
I got a counter to that counter.
Okay, here we go.
Then you just don't make as many. I don't like
totally
just limit it. Like I think there's too many moments introduced in this drop of players that we maybe don't need moments of. Like I still think that even a little bit of the late 90s and 2000s, I know we already have some of those drops, but like, or even early 90s could have made their way into it. And my guess is that they can't dip into it because they can't get to the Kobe era without Kobe, and they can't get to the Jordan era without Jordan, even though we're kind of here. But like, here's an example. There's a Xavier McDaniel moment right there, right? On the Sonics, before there's a Sean fucking Kemp moment on the site. Are you kidding me? What are we doing? Like, I remember X-Man. I used to watch him. I rooted for the Sonics because of Sean Kemp, but we got an Xavier McDaniel moment before we got a Sean Kemp moment. Like, I just think fundamentally, like, we don't need this many moments. Like Ricky Pierce, shout out Ricky Pierce. I remember too. He's on the Sonics. Like, I don't know that I need that. I think this could have been scaled down, scaled back. There are definitely players in here that mean a lot to people for sure. Like Charles Oakley, totally get it. You're a diehard Knicks fan. Like he represented an era of the Knicks. Like there's some things I think we could have just been a little more selective here, scaled things back. Why not get to some of these over time? I have like Kiki Vandeweghe. Like my dad watched Kiki Vandeweghe at UCLA. Like we're going a little Mark Eaton. Who's ready for a Mark Eaton moment? I'm not. I watched him play. Dude was fine. It was a nice center. Block shots. He's like 7'5". Like I get it, but why do we need his moment? And like I think we could have scaled this back in a big way. I just think it's too much.
Can I ask? Do you think though, like do you like the idea of being like, hey, we're targeting 86, 87 as like a theme for a drop, and then if they do that, they like limit the amount of moments instead of getting Joe, Barry, Carroll.
Sure. I don't mind that. Like a year. Yeah. Like there's very specific memories tied to certain years. And I think, who wins the title that year, all that kind of stuff for sure. But I think there's just way too many moments. I don't think there needs to be that many. I think it should be a little bit more streamlined, a little more focused. We already know there's too many moments on Top Shot. Right. And now it's like, all right, we're going to do another drop and we're just going to add a lot more moments. And and even though the mint count may be smaller on some of these, it's just too many, in my opinion. And you're seeing, Top Shot has a lot of stuff to figure out because we saw like the Patrick Ewing, you could get that or the Reggie Bullock. And you're like, what do I want for the same price? Like something's off if that's what's happening. Right. But it's just overall, I think there was just too many moments introduced. Like, I'm a diehard Lakers fan. I'm not getting the Rambus. I don't care. I'm not getting the Rambus. Michael Cooper, Koopa Loop, defense, loved him in the day. I'm not chasing his moment. And even if I would have bought it in this pack, I really wouldn't be that thrilled with getting it. Like, I love my Lakers in the Showtime era, but I'm not chasing a Cooper moment. I think it could have been scaled down. There could have been a Showtime era pack that hype, like you saw them all regrouped together right now, right?
That was fun, yeah.
Yeah, and then you could have tied one to like certain themes, right? Instead of maybe just 86, 87, maybe there's certain themes, right?
Mhm.
Like then it would make sense that there's a drop of all those moments for certain collector bases.
Yeah, I will say too, I think and maybe this is me coming at it from a different angle, but I think if sentiment was better, we'd feel a little bit better about this drop too. Like, I think there might have been a more, and I agree with everything with what you've said so far, to get that out there. I agree with that. But I do wonder, like, would there be more demand if people weren't feel so burned? And I think there's a lot of people that feel smoked by it right now.
Let me ask you this question then. So you are deep in the all day streets.
Yeah.
Based on the historical moments that have recently dropped, are there, and I'm not as close, this is a sincere question, are there Joe Barry Carrolls from historical moments? Are there those guys?
Yeah, there are.
Like,
I've complained or have been like needled them about it a little bit. There's less.
Like, who's been in there? I feel like if there is, maybe it's less, but like who? Because I saw
the first drop. Here we go. I'll pull up the marketplace now. The first drop had Chris Miller. Yeah, I don't think anyone's like, oh hell yeah, finally some Chris Miller. Let me see if I can pull it. How can I sort by series? Oh, historical. There we go. So we'll apply the filters, but we'll go lowest so that we can see.
Right.
I think the garbage will rise. So wow, Larry Fitzgerald, Sean. I mean, no. So these are
all
okay.
of those are fine.
These are okay. I don't know if anyone's seeing like Get Me Byron, Leftwich.
Yeah, that's fair.
Lavernius Coles, maybe actually people do like Lavernius Coles. Mark Brunell on the Washington team, by the way. Thomas Jones, I don't think so. Like, there are some that I think are probably comparable to some of these, but most of the names are way more recognizable.
Yes,
sure.
I think it still feels. It doesn't feel as the same, and also like this isn't. I'm trying to go. This isn't like Dick Butkus got a moment.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we're that deep in the Wayback Machine there. I'm trying to think of who else, like Steve Largent. Is there a Steve Largent moment?
No Largent yet. I don't think. No Largent yet.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I just think there's just too many. I think there was too many. I think I'm not mad at the set. I think I'm just mad at the amount of moments that were chosen. And I'm also, I also think I don't think it was ideal to ask people to spend $1,000, even if they are making money at this point in time. In my opinion, as like a marketing person, I would say, hey, like, sentiment is kind of bad. Now we're going to come out and ask 1,000. People are getting money. Maybe that's their idea. This is going to turn it around. And maybe those are the conversations happening inside. Like, people are going to be excited. Look, we made money, but I just feel like it sends the wrong message to say, hey, here's $1,000 pack. I know you've dropped bags. Trust us. Trust me, bro. Source. Trust me, bro.
Trust me. No, right? I'm with you, man. I think the price point was wrong. And I know everybody disagreed because they were like, they did the math and they were like, no, it's actually not that bad. But I think that's where I'm coming from it. I mean, look, dude, look at it now. Ready? So let me pull this up.
Yeah, the numbers look great. I'm not arguing that. Like, no,
I'm saying I'm going the other way. Like, right now, you can get Akeem for $15.75 after a $9.99 pack. James Worthy that's so funny that's the most expensive one. I wonder if that's because he's the new bottleneck. I saw JJL ask about Steve Nash. Like, Dominique, Isaiah Thomas, like, again, and Kevin McHale barely a W right now. And if it's anything like we saw yesterday, it's going to be the same thing. We're going to still see it come down and come down and come down. So I don't know. I'm still trying to hold out hope and have some sort of positive energy around it. But I think the timing of this was rough. I heard some feedback of saying like, well, the timing was good because, the market was bleeding from the WNBA. So we needed to, pivot. And I'm like, well, that just like moved the knife around, that didn't address the wound. You just stabbed me somewhere else.
Or you put a Band-Aid on a bullet hole. Like, it just like, we did something that's helpful. Yeah. Like, some people made money. a very small amount of people made money, right? Because it wasn't that big of a drop. I don't know.
Right.
I just don't. It's just from a timing perspective where the market is and what's happening to just drop that. I just wouldn't be of the mind to say, hey, it's the off season. Everyone's still losing their bags. The sentiment seems to be pretty down. Let's try and do this one and ask people to spend $1,000, and maybe some will make money, and they should. But like,
Yeah.
even if it's like they are 100% guaranteed to make money, I would rather do that when it can be celebrated and Top Shot is in a great place and people are so pumped and all this exciting stuff is happening. So it feels like a huge fucking W for us versus now that is just an isolated moment that is just going to be gone and forgotten. And sentiment overall, my instinct is that it's still going to be kind of down. I just think it could have been like a rally moment that is really exciting and cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I've been saying the timing. I always say that whether like the market was in the tank or not, the timing of doing it, like, you know, before media day, I'll never understand. But Jeb, I think this is a great point too.
That's not what I'm arguing, though. I'm not arguing to lower the price of the pack. I'm saying just don't do it now. I'm saying if this were around like Christmas Day game and Top Shot had done all this really cool stuff from a marketing perspective, they've dropped a few packs, people are excited, and we're back in the like doing all these different challenges and all of this stuff, I would feel less of a rub asking people to spend $1,000 because we've started to maybe turn a corner or we've started to see an uprise. That's my point. I wouldn't lower the price point. I'm not saying that. It's just the timing of it. I would have said, do we really think we should be dropping this now? Like, what's the benefit here? What are we going to get out of this? Like a slight moment for a few people that get a W, people that are disappointed they couldn't get it. And then we're back to square one and we still have to start over. Like, I would have waited is what I would have done. I would have waited.
I mean, I would have at least told us where we were going before we charge people money like that.
And it would have limited moments. I would have scaled back the amount. I just would have. I really like the approach that UFC Strike has been doing. Do you mind pulling that up, Mike, while you have that tab? If you just go to their pack drop page.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
I'll just chat about it. But I think they've been slowly introducing new fighters through various drops, and I think the price points have been good. I think the moment selection has been good. It's not. Look, they don't have the history. I mean, they have a history, but they don't have the history that the NBA does, and they have way less fighters compared to NBA. So it's the tapped one. There's a tapped premium pack, the $200 one. So in this pack, you have a shot at a Hoist Gracie, which to me is a fucking grail. I think that's awesome. I would love to have it. The guy that started it all with the first UFC win. But you get a guaranteed moment of, I believe, Frank Mir and Ronda Rousey. And those are like a smaller mint count. I want to say up to like 1,500 or 1,200 or something like that. So they're building in equity in those two moments. In my opinion, you might get your full pack price back just from those two moments alone. If you were to sell, you would also have a shot at getting the champion moment, and you still get 5 other moments that are being introduced. So plus EV, I think, but just the introduction of that is cool. There's not like 45 fighters getting brand new moments all at the same time.
Yeah, there you go. I mean? Yeah, and you're seeing the Ronda Rousey has one of a challenger of 1,300. Yeah, a Royce Gracie's a champion moment.
Like I think it's like little bumps every now and again is what it is. Like Frank Mir is a really, if you were into UFC before, he was a lot of fun. He was a big fighter at the time. You know. This feels right. Like those are 2 fun moments to get in a guaranteed pack for $200 that I think if you wanted to just immediately flip, you can 100%. This is not financial advice. Right. Spreadsheets will do the numbers, but I feel like you're going to be fine on this one. I think the Ronda Rousey will be pretty coveted. So yeah. And this is the other thing too. Thank you, David. I wanted to bring this up. You can burn 7 Series 0 moments and earn a pack, and you can do that 5 times. So you can get 5 packs. The Series 0, it feels like they made the mint counter thing like 23,000, which was high, but I feel like they did that intentionally, knowing we are going to burn. Like they had that plan to say that we are making those number counts intentionally high because we are going to burn them and give opportunities to do it. It just felt like it was intentional. They didn't come out like 50K or something like that. It's full on burn season over there right now, which is great.
I love Jeb's been hammering this too, saying like the way that they've been tweaking the burning mechanics like consistently has been awesome.
Yeah.
Milo, I think this is a good a good point. He says, but UFC and all day have been tainted with the unattainable to repeat success. I think the Top
Sure.
Shot team is still chasing that high. Do you? I want to ask Milo this, and I guess you this too, Dustin. Do you think the Top Shot team is still chasing that high, or like we are still chasing that Top Shot high? Like, are we still like programmed poorly because of like how it
Yes.
once was?
Yeah.
Like, is that more on us than on them? Or do you think they're also chasing that high?
No, I think it's I think it's a bit of both, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
It's almost like they are only going to be judged against, you know, what they once were. You achieved this success.
Yeah.
We need you to get back over there, which is, I think, unrealistic. But I think there's a place that they can get to where All Day and Strike are. And that should be, I think that's where we're going to be headed. But I feel like we're not being shown that we're headed there yet.
Right.
And we haven't been told. And I get it. I'm not trying to dunk on the team if they're listening, but it's like we're going to need that soon, right? Like, I'm sure you're working behind the scenes to get there, but manage expectations. Don't, you know, tweet out big week. Like, stop. Like, your people's expectations are unrealistic because of that high, and that stuff isn't helping. You know, I thought about this too. And look, this may sound a shots fired, but it's not really. It's just recognize what the community is and where their heads are. Don't tweet out, we talked about this, the photo of you like with the cigar and being like looking at where we're headed, because it went completely down since then. Right? Like, it was just like that. Be aware of what's happening and don't try to overhype it, because the community is trying to get back to that high, which we're just not. I don't think we're going to, but I think we can get to a much better place. So start to manage expectations from your community and refocus them to where it should be.
Yeah, it's regulator made me laugh. Big happy hour today. Big week at the happy hour. No, and like, listen, I feel like I've seen it in a couple of other Discords where I've been pegged as like the negative guy right now, and you know, maybe fairly, maybe unfairly. I've been trying to be very specific with my criticisms lately, and I hope people understand where they are coming from. Where it had less to do with, I mean, I thought the legendary was pretty pricey. The archives I just didn't care about. The rares I thought was fine. I thought the price point for the rares was fine, even though I'm taking an L on it. It wasn't necessarily that. It was everything else around it. It was like the same shit that I've been saying forever. And so I get it. If people are like turned off by like my attitude lately, I'm sorry. But I feel like, not to get all high horsey, but there's some sort of responsibility we have when making content around this stuff. And if it's not going to be good and it's not fun, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it. And it's going to be one of those two, right? Like, it has to be, if I'm going to lose money, it's going to be a great time.
Yes.
And if,
completely
one of the
agree.
Two. And
yeah,
like,
I don't mind spending money and having fun.
Yeah.
And if it's okay, if the price, like, I had fun while I'm doing it, right? Like, I get that. That's totally makes sense. I'm hoping that's where we can go. Like, even if there's some L's along the way, it's been fun doing it, and maybe some W's, but I think you nailed it. I think there's a little bit of refocus that the community needs.
Yeah.
But I think that's on Top Shot to try and do that.
100%.
To say, hey, this is where we're headed. You are going to be happy with a lot of fun stuff along the way, but you need to be very specific about what that means, because if you're vague, then people will say, all right, valuation, that means new use. They're going to speculate. No. Be very, very clear about what that means. Like, we are the future of fandom.
Yeah.
You guys love basketball. If you're basketball fans, you will be excited about this. If you saw what UFC Strike did for their UFC fans that are in the Champions Club, you will be excited for Top Shot. Like, then you can say, okay, I can pick up the pieces. Then maybe I get League Pass. Maybe I get to go to games a little bit more often. Like, there's just ways, like, to me, those are pretty easy W's. And I get there's probably a lot to figure out with the NBA and the legal of it all. But I think we can start doing some of that, and it gets people more excited about being involved in Top Shot and owning Top Shot, and less just focused on the market, because the market is down.
Yeah.
And they should certainly be looking at burning in a major way to help them out. But I think there can be a little bit of a bright and fun distraction while that's taking place to rally the spirits by saying, you're clearly here because you love basketball. You are going to be rewarded as such. You will get a autographed basketball. You will get a jersey. You will get to go to a game. Like, those, I feel like those can be done. League Pass, all this stuff for people, especially knowing that our audience is global. let them participate in this, change the mood of everyone so they're excited, and then maybe they get excited to start buying in the market a little bit. Things start to improve.
Yeah.
In addition to everything else that they're planning with the burning and different cool drops, like you got to balance it out.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I want to share. Milo said, "Big question for Mike and Dustin: is Top Shot fun?" You know what though? I will say, like right now, it's not. Basketball is also not happening right now, and I don't know
Yeah.
if I was grinding. I don't know how many people. I think people were making a lot of bets on NFL all day over the summer, but I don't know if they were like, "Oh, this is awesome right now." Maybe they were though. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But I think when this is what I'll say. I'm excited to start talking about actual basketball again, and I think that in turn will make Top Shot fun.
Totally.
But that's
I would say
right now.
Top Shot. Go ahead, Mike.
No, go.
I was gonna say Top Shot can be fun. Like
Yeah.
even without NBA going on when we had Summer League, that was fun, and that was a
Yeah.
Top Shot related event. So they can make it fun, and I think we all want it to be fun. This isn't to say like, oh, it's dead or that. No, like we all want it to be fun again. We all see the potential of it, and we're certainly seeing it with All Day, and we're seeing it with Strike. And I know that Top Shot is saying, hey, they're taking a lot of learnings and applying it there. It's like, great. I really hope that Top Shot is going to have those learnings within theirs. There's very capable people there, and we just got to hope that we see it. I think we've seen the reason why we're skeptical, which I think is fair, is because we've heard that before.
That's 100%.
And nothing has changed, right? And different things and different things didn't change. So it's not trying to be negative, but it's like, look, we're at the point where you got to show us a little bit of that.
That's it. That's again, I'm not looking to have my bags 20x again. That's not, and
No.
I hope I've been clear with like my thoughts on that this whole time. Like that's not the thing that's been bumming me out. It's not like, sure, it's way more fun when everything is to the moon. But I would argue the market, I mean, markets everywhere are down, but I would say the specific market of the drop that just happened has way more to do with the overall sentiment of Top Shot than it does with the economy being down.
Yes. And I think you can apply that argument to what is happening within Strike and what is happening within All Day. All Day has this really fun thing happening where it's fun, it's engaging. You're going to the site. That reminds me, I got to log into NFL All Day, get those 2 yards, baby. Get those yards. But that stuff is happening, and it's making it fun. And in turn, the market is doing pretty well, right? But regardless, even if it started to drop, which we know it will over time because more moments will happen, it's still going to be fun. To your point about you can have fun even if you're not making bags, right? You're okay because it's been fun and you're acquiring different things along the way.
Yeah.
The other thing is what Strike has been doing is every fight, there's like, you can fill out, pick who you think's going to win. You can maybe win some stuff. There's different challenges along the way, and you're getting utility out of owning some of these moments. You're getting options to burn out of this. You're getting options to go to IRL events. Even if you're in the town and you don't have a champion moment, you can go to a meetup that they are sponsoring, and there's like fighters there. So there's stuff that's happening that's making it fun to be a part of, even if your bags aren't pumping. Because I wouldn't say Strike's bags are pumping right now.
No,
it is just fun to be a part of. And if you're a fight fan, you're loving it because, oh my God, they're doing a Ronda Rousey moment. I would love it. The Hoist Gracie, I would love to pull a Hoist Gracie. Like, it's just fun that's being introduced and put along the way. And I'm not even thinking, oh, I'm going to buy that hoist because I want to flip it. No, I just want to own it. And that to me tells you that people are enjoying Strike and not just thinking about the bags.
And that's the same thing. All Day, it's a little bit tougher to compare because, like you're saying, Strike necessarily the market isn't pumping, but the All Day market's been doing fairly well. I know today scared the shit out of everybody, but I think it was fine. The gaming aspect of it, of like the completing the yardage and the challenges and to come to pack, like I'm not getting those packs because I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to flip these immediately. It's like sick that at the end of the week, I open 4 packs or 5 packs. Like, I love that. I had so much fun. I get like 11 moments. And most of the time I'm either using those moments for upcoming challenges, or I do flip some of them to get more moments so that I can then like continue to play the game. So you know what, maybe it dries up and people don't feel that excited like 17 weeks later. But I think because again, it's different. It's a week to week thing. It's not a night to night thing. I don't know. I've been really enjoying it. And Colin had asked too, which is like a good transition. Are you on board with like a Top Shot battle pass similar to this tiered challenge that All Day is doing? I think it's hard for them to create something. I think it's just hard to capture like what the NFL is with the NBA.
Yep.
Like I know they have,
It's so
Wednesday night.
rapid fire. Right?
Yeah, and it's just so many games. Like
Yeah.
and like with Wednesday night ESPN is fun. Thursday night or Tuesday night, whatever night is like the big TNT night. I know
Yeah.
that's like fun. I don't think it draws the same amount. Like we
Right.
all paid attention to an ass Mitch Trubisky and Jacoby Brissett football game last night.
Oh my God. I was so hyped. Let me just say, I was so hyped. So I was home on a Thursday. Finally, I've been going back into the office.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is awesome. I'm gonna stream the game. This is great. I put it on and I turned it off. And I just turned it off. It was gross. I said, who wants to watch this game?
It was gross.
But to your point, All Day has made it a little bit exciting to say I'm gonna tune into it a little
Yeah.
bit. Right.
Yeah, it's been another thing. Ryan too shared like better control and supply plus the playbook plus Rumble is why AD is pumping. Without those things, All Day would be the same boat as Top Shot. I don't know how much Rumble has to do with. Maybe it does, Ryan. Maybe Rumble does. I don't know how many people are spending money for like.
I'm not.
Yeah, a 2%. Although I will say I know Overzet messaged me yesterday and he was like, I just bought 2 moments for Rumble, but I don't know how that's moving. Like
Probably
big.
not a high percentage. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
definitely some activity, but it's probably
Yeah.
not.
I think
that
if it was a paid contest where it was like a little bit flatter, maybe it
Yeah.
would make more sense. But when you're, trying to beat like 7,000 people for the prize is a little bit
Right.
tricky. But I agree. Like I do agree with you, Ryan, on like the better control and supply. I think that's the biggest thing. I think the AD, I'm sorry, the playbook definitely, and I think they'll have a big test. Yeah, all of those things combined. I got you, Ryan.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
they'll have a big test this week with oops, I didn't mean to share that. That was unstarring something. With the they got new packs coming for the first time, and we don't know what's in it yet, unless we just got pinged. We didn't. We don't know what's in it yet. We don't know how many of them. We don't know the cost. Like I think that is going to be a big test for All Day, and I'll be curious how everyone responds. But oh, there we go. Look at that. All right, I'm seeing you got him. You gonna send it to him? So I think that'll be a big test, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see, how All Day reacts, how the community reacts. I think that's going to be a big thing. All right, Poker Pro Eric, we got breaking news here. Let's do breaking news. This is always this is the evergreen intro. Evergreen, dude, evergreen. JD said to me personally, the SEC and other state regulators will be all over Top Shot if they go NBA heavy. Well, if she did say that to you
Fantasy
personally,
heavy, yeah.
It's the same way they can't call Rumble fantasy. It's the same way, right? So
Yeah.
there's ways around it. They call it NBA backboard, and you complete things. It's the same
I think
thing.
they already kind of danced with it a little bit too with
Yeah.
the challenges that were happening. Like that was essentially it. There's a way to like build a fantasy lineup or some version of that and call it something else.
Yeah. All right, Mac Attack with a hypothetical. Top Shot has so many packs in reserve. What would you say if Top Shot announced they were burning them all today? I feel like Top Shot is putting their problem off on the community to fix. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have any complaint. I don't know anybody that would complain if they were just like, hey, that moment you own that's out of 1,000 is now out of 880. I don't know anybody that's mad at that, right?
No, I think I'd be all in favor for a lot of these moments to start burning. And I think that's what they're going to do, right? Like they're seeing the test case happen with Strike and with All Day and just everything else, like even Candy, and are saying, all right, we've got a ton of moments. Let's start burning. You can just earn packs. You can earn, special rewards or whatever it is. Like, I think there's a way to do all of that. I'm ready for it. Like there's so many that need to get burned.
Well, I know the guy that's going to fix it right now. What's up, Greg?
What's going on, guys?
Did you come to us live from the mouse?
Coming to you live from Denver as one of the NFL All Day top collectors. They flew me out for the 49ers Denver game. So I'm here for the weekend. It's pretty slick.
Nice.
Slick.
What are you doing in Denver this weekend? Is it? I just imagine it's a wedding.
No, I'm going to the game. Big Russ, personal invitation from Big Russ via NFL All Day. So we're excited.
Shout out NFL Day for hooking up G-Dun.
Yeah, #1 collector on the site. They said for the Broncos.
Yeah.
Greg, how are you doing? What's going on in your world? We saw you this week for some baseball candy talk. We covered a drop. What's going on?
Been in the candy streets, feeling good about the candy streets. And then I got a win on Flow. I got those like Gen X things or whatever.
Oh,
Remember? Well, I got those a couple weeks ago, but I just looked at what they cost. And then Jamie in the chat hooked it up and told me what the rankings are, and I got some good stuff. So
Did you sell some
flow-
stuff?
no, I still got to list it, but I'm going to.
Oh God, it's too late. You missed it.
I didn't miss it. Is it
It's
going down?
unbelievable. No, this is classic Greg, where
Yes.
you have something that's very valuable and you will not sell it.
I like holding the bag. It makes me feel good. It's like
Yeah,
nice little
how's
heavy
it-
bag in my hand.
Actually, I'm not even gonna ask. I'm not.
Don't
gonna
even ask.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I was gonna ask how one of the projects is doing, and I'm afraid to because I don't know. I don't know what happened to both that project and Eve.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah, they're about to go 3D. So
There you go.
time to buy, baby. Play financial advice. Play the financial advice.
Oh man.
No, I'm in Big Bear for a wedding. Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah, I feel like there's been 3,000 weddings in the last couple of weekends. Like that's my whole Instagram feed. That does look beautiful out there, though.
It's my standalone wedding episode
Yeah.
this weekend.
I think I know exactly where you are in Big Bear. I've been there many a times. There's like a little sports store, I think, nearby around there, and they have a lot of cool like
yes.
throwback jerseys and stuff.
Thank you.
Jeb would probably go in there, but there
Yeah.
was some bootleg stuff in there. I saw like a Jordan one that looked dope, and it was definitely fake.
Bootleg
There's a
sports
pretty
store.
cool. There's like a sports collector store with a lot of crazy like memorabilia, starter jackets and stuff like that.
Do they have cardboard collectibles? Cardboard.
They
cards?
do not. They do not
No?
actually.
All right, then
No.
I'm not interested.
Greg, did you just order a coffee? What was the drink you just got? I feel like
No,
you just got something.
I got sandwiches for some of the bridesmaids, and then
Wow.
coffee for myself, and then they just left to go get go to some pharmacy. So I'm just picking up everyone's sandwich. This is what I do at weddings.
I know that's nice to you, Greg. For those that don't know, Greg ironed my shirt the day of my wedding, so Greg's very handy.
Nice.
I did,
Yeah,
I
he's a
did.
good
Way to
man.
contribute.
and we got ready in my room.
We did.
Why no live stream? Why no live stream of that?
Because
You know,
my dad was around.
they were pants off. You know,
Yeah. I don't know what else. Anybody have anything else to go? I'll refresh this just so we can see it in real time as these hollow prices greater.
Have they been dropping like a lot like recently? I haven't followed it.
Well,
That went up a little bit, or is that $8.99 now? I can't see it. The one below it.
Yeah, a $9.99. So it keeps
Okay,
at
so-
$15.75. Worthy down to $14.20. Dominique sub 1,200. Isaiah Thomas sub 1,200.
Can I see the
Scale.
sales on that Hakeem?
Yeah,
Like how many have been sold?
It says the average sale is $16.65. I bet it's like 5 or 10. Let's see.
I'm just trying
Sold
to see how many have
13.
actually been 13.
13
Okay.
sold. Yeah.
so that's a new run it back. Hakeem
Yeah,
Olajuwon?
this was the legendary run it back that just came by. He said, "What do the offers look like?" There we go. Let's look at a Hakeem offer here. Is it not? Can I make one? What's the? Is there been no offers made? I feel like I would be able to see it. No,
Drop one in there.
I don't. I think I need to have it in doubt. All right.
$15.
No, I don't want to
the
be that
first.
person. I don't want to be that person. Do we recognize Justin Herzig hit the number 2 one? Wow.
Oh wow. How many? So who in the chat lined up? Did you guys already ask that? Did a lot of people line up for it?
Yeah, but there's only like 25 packs in the general queue. And
Only
so-
25 available?
In the general one, yeah. So
Wow.
I just noticed Jump Shoot's icon, and it's incredible. The fact that he put the gold
Oh.
grill on that too is just perfect.
I know. He said it's above sales history. All right, let me.
What are ballers at? Speaking of which,
I checked today, 175.
all right,
Yeah,
time to
that's-
buy. Time to buy.
That's one that I regret not. Parting
Tried-
with.
That's what you regret holding the bag on.
All right, so here.
a little bit.
Oh, view all offers. There we go. 700. Wow. No. Let's see. Edition. Can I sort by 1600 seems to be the highest one that I've seen. 1600. Yeah. I don't know. That's for the number 5 though. That's a low serial one. Offer made from Eddie Dunks. All right, Eddie.
Greg, I found one. It's like at the floor. I think it's you.
A ballers?
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, there I am.
Oops, sorry.
There I am. Not
That's-
scrawny enough.
That's G
Arms
Dun
are-
right there.
His arms are too thick.
Go get it, baby.
I-
175.
I like it. I saw you sent the Team Boom photo to, or no, Borland sent the Team Boom photo. I don't know where he found it.
In our West
the-
Coast
in the
clown
Discord.
show.
Mhm.
Yeah, Borland has
I-
been sneak attacking all your photos.
He's been on a tear. I just learned it. I'm out there with the little pen tool outlining bodies on Photoshop. Dustin
Hey,
just taught me how to do it on your phone.
You just go to remove.bg, baby. That's how you do it.
That's another one. That's another great site hack.
That's how I've been making all my thumbnails.
The
Is that
thumbnail
what it
game
is?
has been great. And
Yeah, it's been awesome.
you've been able
Yeah,
to turn
well, we
around
had a little
fast.
bit of a learning curve. We had a couple tough weeks, but we've started to turn the corner a little bit.
It's pretty
Uh,
money.
I need a She-Hulk ballers. Aren't there green skin ballers?
Oh, yeah,
Ooh.
maybe. Yeah,
Yeah, those are aliens. I feel like you got to talk to our man Rocket Silas. He's
baller.
deep in the baller
Is he
streets.
the baller broker?
He is the ball
Yeah.
broker.
Yeah, alien. There's an alien body. Minimum price $1,000. G done.
$1,000.
How bad do you
really
want
for-
it?
I don't. I'll trade. I have two. One of them's a 99.
We gotta. I think we have to not make fun of ballers because although the Gaia Marketplace isn't in charge of ballers, right? That's just where ballers live. So
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not
also,
making
I'm not
fun.
making fun of it either.
I am.
Listen, I can't wait for hardcourt.
Ooh, look at Jump Shoot saying this. You know what? I picked up the. I wouldn't mind getting this, but I picked up Candace Parker's dunk on the Sparks, so I'm happy with my LA dunk.
There we go.
There we
Got
go.
it. Oh,
There we go.
look
Sorry.
at Greg.
Sorry,
I don't even know how you fix that.
my aesthetics.
This looks much better.
I know
You
it's
wanna
like
take-
HD.
You want to run the
Oh,
show, Greg?
The camera got better too.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's nice, dude.
What happened? No F1 today, Mike.
They have 1 or 2 weeks off, I think. So we'll be back. We'll be back next week with our man James. I saw James in the chat. James crushes that, by the way. That is
Absolutely.
he really does. That's a lot of fun. That's one of my favorite things we do.
I do have a hot take actually. If I'm going to
Oh,
provide any
let's go.
value. Also,
Let's
my phone's at 2%, and
Get it out.
I don't know. This is good specific to Candy, but I guess you could move it to any other platform. But Judge is about to hit home run number 61 and break the record, tie the record, and then he'll eventually hit 62 and break the record. Hopefully not against the Red Sox, but probably. But like that home run ball, obviously Judge should get the actual ball, but what is stopping Candy from making a 1-of-1 digital version of it? Like get it from Judge, scan it so you can even see the little like indent, and then auction off that 1-of-1
Do you think
digital version.
Do you think that would be cooler than a 1-of-1 of him hitting the home run?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think that'd be cooler?
They would never do a 1-of-1 of that. Too many people want it'll be the play of the day, or it'll be a challenge reward or something, but the ball itself,
Nicholas,
mean, it was like-
the great comment.
like, what about that ball that Brady went back and forth with the fan on?
Yeah, sorry, Greg. I didn't mean to sidetrack the take. I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's a fun idea.
But also, why not do both? What if you did the ball and you did the moment itself? You could do like 250 of the home run, or 200 or 99 of the home run, and then a 1-on-1 of the ball, which would be interesting.
Is that what you were saying, Greg? That like you do the moment would still exist, but the ball would be the 1-of-1?
The moment. The moment is there's too much money to be made on the moment outside of an auction. Like too many people will want that, whether it's play of the day or challenge reward or something like that. But the ball should be a 1-of-1 because it's special because there's only one, and that's why like players get.
I was going to say
ball, they first hit, all that stuff, and Brady wanted his 600th touchdown or whatever the fuck it was.
DJ Local said do the ball and the bat. That's what I was going to say. What if you did the bat? Also, you did like a few of the bats, and then you could take it a step further, and the fan who caught it, you could 3D scan them, and then you can purchase a 3D NFT of the fan who caught it. Oh, there's Greg's phone died.
Oh, he died. Yeah, I love that. I love that idea.
Just keep taking it a step further, right?
Yeah.
And then a 3D scan of the stadium of everyone that was in it, and you could be like, I was there at that moment, and then you can own that. Whatever you can monetize, sell it.
I love that
someone
idea.
will buy it.
I love that idea. That was fun. That was fun having Candy messing around with some Candy stuff. I think we're gonna do a little bit more of that too, and come the spring. I don't know when we're gonna do it, but we got so much stuff, dude. Dustin, I don't even know if we've talked about this maybe just like through text, but I feel like you'd be into this. So there's this company called Athlete Studio that represents like individual brands
Yeah.
of athletes, and both like Web3 stuff, but also just like their personal brand, basically. And then this company got acquired by Dapper, but they're going to start coming in on our Monday shows, which I just thought like this kind of connects to your world a little bit, just with like the
Yeah.
brand representation and stuff. But
Yeah, a lot of those companies, though, there's arms of those companies within like the agent representation
Mhm.
wing that focus on that kind of stuff. Like Team Wasserman, Casey
Yeah.
Wasserman's agency does that. They have a branch that just gets them gigs outside of the sporting thing to be involved in stuff. We've worked with them on a few things. So that's what this sounds like, which is cool. I think it's smart. I like the Dapper acquired them so they can already have sort of like an influx of athletes to support things, to be a part of things.
Yeah.
And you just keep presenting your athletes opportunities to be a part of stuff, paid partnerships, if they have brands that they want to pump on their own. I think it's great.
Yeah, sorry, I just saw this real being John Malkovich opportunity. I just saw that coming. I will listen. We should do a playback of being John Malkovich. I'd be down for that.
God, that was a mind fuck, that movie
Oh.
back in the day.
God, that was so good. That was so good. I loved that movie. I did not see that coming. I remember that was one of the first movies like that I saw.
Great movie.
Runaway Rick says, "Hey Dustin, are we one season closer to being rid of LeBron here in Lakerland?"
No.
What's our state of the Lakers? We haven't had a state of the Lakers talk.
No, that's not happening. He just re-upped. So, like, he's not going anywhere.
No, my favorite take was that LeBron's going to buy the Suns.
I mean, him and Bob Iger, right? They're going to team up.
The Bill Simmons podcast like dunked on that so bad today. They were like, "Hey, listen, no disrespect to Bob Iger. Bob Iger doesn't have buy basketball team money."
I thought about that too. That was the first thing I thought of when you said, "Oh, you sent me the info on that." I'm like, does he have enough money to buy that? I don't know if he does. He could be maybe a majority owner, but also I think he could get enough money to do so if he really wanted.
I think so too.
And I feel like he has enough clout. He is a legit basketball fan. And his wife is Hannah Storm, right? Isn't it Hannah Storm?
Is that real?
Yeah, I think that's who his wife is, right? I think it's Hannah Storm. But look, Google it. I swear that's what it is. Who is it? No, sorry, Willow Bay. I always confuse the two.
Wait, who's Will? I don't think I know who Willow Bay is.
Yeah, Willow Bay.
Okay. Wow, Hannah Storm. I was gonna say that's
like
you guys that work
good
together.
for him. No, but Willow Bay, who was on, sorry, because I confused it. She was on Inside Stuff way back in the day.
Oh God, I loved Inside Stuff.
That's what I'm saying. There's like the NBA connection is there. They're both NBA fans. So sorry. But I think he could probably find people to help him get what he needs if he needed to. And I think the NBA would be like, great. What he stood for at the Walt Disney Studios and his connection to the NBA would make him a great candidate to run a team to usher in what the league should be represented by, right?
Also, sorry, I love DJ Local being like, "Nah, guys, Dan Hicks is the one with Hannah Storm." Like that, you had that information at the ready.
That was definitely Google, right?
Oh man, I feel bad. I guess the Lakers are probably just happy all the stuff that's happening to the Celtics right now. I shouldn't say happy. No one's rooting for that, but that there's chaos, I guess. And Robert Williams is out like 2 months now.
Yeah, I saw that too.
God.
It's tough times. I still think my position has been that Russ will be gone before the season starts. I think they're waiting. I don't think they're. I could be wrong. My stance remains that they will not start Lakers camp with, or at least the LeBron camp with Russ there.
Yeah,
I can't see it. But I'm not mad at them if they say, you know what, we're just going to start things out, because they could still trade him at some point, right? Midseason, someone gets desperate, whatever the case may be. My only counter to that thinking is if he just is even worse and you remind people of how bad he is.
then you send him home.
Yeah, then you say, who wants to take that on? And then your offers become lower. I feel like it might be better where people have kind of forgotten how bad he is versus like watching him on a daily basis saying, oh, no, thanks. I don't want that.
Well, this is like, I kind of like the approach of high risk, high reward, right? Because like, I don't know who's taking Russ right now anyways. right? Like I don't think you're getting anything. Like Boyan Bogdanovic is gone. Conley's not going to make sense. Like
No,
I don't know
I
what
don't want Conley.
right.
No.
So like I don't know. So I think you might as well just like roll the dice here. It's the last year. Maybe the season starts. He comes out there and he balls for 2 weeks, and cool, he's gone. You trade him, and maybe he doesn't. And if he doesn't, you're still like go home. Do the John Wall at home. Like see you later.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm indifferent on it. I don't believe it's going to go well, and I just believe that the price will be going even lower. To your point, but I will say, I'm happy they're not like, who wants 2 first-round picks? Just get him out of here.
I know.
They are being very picky about that.
I know.
Thank God. If they have to do one, sure, I get it.
I will say if you
don't
get
do
off
both.
to if you get off to a decent start though, and then you can somehow do it for like a Buddy and Miles Turner, sure.
Yes.
Then I think if you're off to a hot start, like you're in a good position and you can do, I don't think you'll be able to do that, but that is a time where I'm like, okay, fine, unload. Like if you think you have a shot at making a run, and like, but you already have to have that set in stone. You can't do that right now, in my opinion. Like you can't give up 2 first-round picks and then start out 8-12, and they like.
I still don't even know if you can do that. I hear what
Yeah.
you're saying. You're like, hey, we're 10-2.
Yeah.
Right, like we've beaten a couple of good teams,
Yeah.
and AD's healthy and looking like really good, or whatever the case may be, and you're like, let's do this. I don't know. I still don't want to give up those 2 firsts.
No, I don't blame you. It's too scary. It's too scary.
I also don't think LeBron is gonna take that second year. I think it's a 1+, right?
Yeah,
Like I think that second year is his option.
I think
So he's like, I don't want to leave now. I'll
Yeah.
stick around next year. Maybe Kyrie does actually come.
Yeah.
And they'll play together for 1 year, see how it works out. And if not, he has his option to leave and go to whatever team picks up Bronny in the free agency, because he's not going to get drafted.
Yeah, he's not going to get drafted. He's not. All right, that we've covered hoops, we've covered Top Shot. I feel like we hit most of the stuff, but this is normally like, especially an hour in, we get into some like weird what are we watching stuff. Is there anything you need to report on?
I mean, I'm deep into Succession right now.
Hell yeah,
so
that's
I'm
the best.
Like, it is still the best. So I'm second episode of the second season.
Oh god, his second season is just great too. Like it's only up from here, man.
It's so good. Yeah, I saw someone mention Bagman Wrexham. People are into that.
Have you started that?
No, but it's funny. I talked to people. We were on a Zoom with like our UK counterparts.
Yeah.
And we asked them, is it, what do you guys think about it? And they're like, it's so funny that this tiny fucking city that no one knows about is now like well known by everyone.
Yeah.
They're like, it was just a nothing little town.
Yeah.
Like, there's small history, very, very local. And now it's completely on the map in a funny way. So but they're enjoying the show.
I gotta say, this is a funny conversation that I'm excited for the 89 Cavs to eventually have. But Steve from the 89 Cavs had sent me a text, and I read it quickly, and I think I misread it. And I thought he was asking me who is the most underrated basketball player / comedian. He was looking for 2 different answers, which I thought was weird to combine that in the same question.
Yeah.
I thought we were like, maybe talking about Blake Griffin or whatever, like in that world.
Yeah.
And I jokingly said that Tyrese Halliburton could get cast on Euphoria tomorrow, which I thought that was like fun. But it brought me to Ryan Reynolds, and I think this is I don't think people will agree with this take. I think Ryan Reynolds is underrated for how funny he is. Like, I don't think people appreciate how funny he is.
I think I'm gonna go the opposite way.
You don't think he's funny?
I think he's overrated for how funny he is.
See, I think he's overrated in a lot of like acting stuff. I think you could be like, fine, like maybe we don't need another Ryan Reynolds in the Rock movie. Like I'll listen to that conversation. If you watch Wrexham, he is just so naturally funny in like everything he does.
Yeah, look, I'm no arguing that. Like
Yeah.
he's definitely gifted and he is funny, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I feel the Ryan Reynolds wears on me a little bit.
Yeah, well, I
But
mean,
maybe not on the show. Maybe it's different. I'm assuming the show has a lot more heart, which balances out what you might think is humor.
Yeah.
Humor.
you
right?
know what though? He is entering Kevin Hart territory, and that we're seeing him in everything, whether
Right.
it's gin commercials, phone commercials. There we go, Deadpool. I was surprised you missed this one. I saw Andor is great. So
Yeah, baby. Andor. Andor is really good. First few episodes are slow. Third one picks up, gets really cooking by the sixth one. You're going to be like, holy shit, I'm in on this show.
I've heard nothing
And then
but positive things.
as you get even further down the line, you're going to say this is the best Star Wars series I've seen. Like it is phenomenal. It's very much an HBO show.
Yeah.
is what I compare it to, or like an FX show. Like it's a lot of conversations that are smart.
Do you have to have seen other stuff to like fully grasp it? All right,
not
cool.
at all.
That's what I need.
Not at all.
I'm not like super deep.
It
in
is
Star
so
Wars.
far from anything that is like there. Like there were even conversations of with the creator just saying like, I don't know, there's not like a lot of Easter eggs. It's intentionally being its own thing.
Yeah,
which is
I
great.
love that. I'm excited because I saw someone say this about House of Dragons. House of Dragon is boring as hell.
That's why I didn't jump in. I had the
Yeah.
feeling the game. I loved Game of Thrones, but it's a lot. It's a lot to take on, and I don't know if I was physically ready to take on another one of those because I feel like it is so much. So I haven't started it, and I'm waiting until someone says, "Hey, the first season was phenomenal," and then I'll go back and watch it on my own time. I also think that sorry to cut you off, but like
No.
back Game of Thrones, I think was the last appointment viewing show. People were like, that was it. Now, because streaming is so readily available, before like they didn't have HBO Max at the time, all this kind of stuff. It's like I'm not feel like I'm getting spoiled by anything, or maybe it's because the show isn't as popular, but I don't feel like I'm missing out. I feel like I can actually wait to say I'm going to start the show after like episode 7 or whatever.
Do you know what happened? There was 2 weeks where you did feel like you needed it, and then football started.
That's fair.
And then
Yeah, I got a lot.
Football took over my timeline.
I got a lot of the hype for sure, and thought maybe, but I still was of the approach of like, I don't know if I could physically do this. It is just so much, and I've pivoted to Succession, which has been phenomenal.
I see,
and I think that was the right take.
For me, Succession was appointment viewing. Like I needed to make sure I watched that at was it 9 or 10 whenever it started my time. Like I needed to watch that the second it went on. That to me is the funniest show. I mean that
it's just working for me so much in the sense that it's linear. Like it's just not bouncing around to like this person's story and then I've mentioned this before, 40 minutes later we come back to that part of it. It's like no, it continues. Like there was a very specific scene I was watching where the dad, what is it? What's his name? I was going to say Roy Kent, but it's not.
Roy Kent. Oh Jesus.
Yes.
Man, I'm blanking on his name.
Yes, but Roy is their last name, so it's Kendall Roy, and then I'm blanking on what the dad's name is. Anyways, he was calling them into the room to say, "All right, let's do this one by one. Let's talk to you guys individually." And in every other show, it would be like, okay, we're going to another scene and go tell a story for 20 minutes. And then we're going to come back to him talking to him. And it didn't. They walked right in. It stayed with the shot with them walking in. I was like, oh, yes, Logan Roy. Thank you. It's going to kill me. Just great. So I'm all in on that. I'm watching that. House of the Dragon I'm waiting on. I'm not watching Power of the Ring. I've never been I love the first Lord of the Rings. They were great. I never watched The Hobbit, and I'm not in on this one.
I tried. I couldn't do it. I will say too about Succession. I think this is a underrated thing. Not to get a comedy nerdy about it. The best comedy is not necessarily like the funniest comedians. Give me the best actors. Because that's like what's so funny about this show is how straight everyone is playing it, right? You don't need anyone winking at the camera.
Right.
Like the guy played Kendall Roy, who I'm blanking on his name right now. He is taking this role so damn seriously. And he's crushing it. And that's why it's so funny. It's never you don't need, I just keep seeing Borland's comment about Dane Cook. You don't need that doesn't mean stand-ups can't act. That's not what I'm saying either. But the reason it works so much is because of how well acted it is. In my opinion.
My brother's asking about the rehearsal. Yes. Is this true, Jay? You can play Roy Kent, the new FIFA game?
Yes, they just came out and Ted Lasso's in it. Coach Beard's
oh my God,
in it.
That's great.
Hilarious.
But the rehearsal, yes, I have seen it. So I haven't watched all of it. I've seen the first 6 episodes, and it's taken a weird turn. And now I'm like, I don't know if I need to finish this. And I've talked to Greg about it. He's like, you can, but if you don't, I get it. And he said he's rewatched the first episode 6 times because it is a perfect episode. And I also said, which he brought up a good point. A lot of people are probably going to do this, but he should dress up as
Greg,
Nathan. he should dress up with him with the little laptop shoulder holder thing, walking around for Halloween. I think that would be great, but I'm sure other people will do it.
Yeah, I think the rehearsal.
Door City over here. That was great. That first episode is phenomenal.
The first episode.
There's so many. Go ahead.
I just think what was so cool about that show is that. So I'm choosing to believe that he went in with an idea for what the show is going to be, and then let it live. Like and then went with. And again, maybe it's my improv brain. Like he just followed it, right? Like he knew
it
what
blossomed.
the first.
It just kept
And he was willing to go wherever it took, not necessarily being like, these are what the episodes are going to look like, which shout out HBO for just
for saying, man, go for it. We're going to be like, how much is it going to cost? Whatever.
Yeah. And so the fact that he because I agree, the first episode was incredible. And like, I would have watched just a full season of that kind of thing without.
That's what I thought it was going to be. I think it could have. Yeah. I think
that's what he thought it was going to be. And then the second one was so crazy. He was like, this is what it is now.
I get why he wanted to continue with it.
Definitely.
He's like, this is going weird. Let's just fucking follow it and see what happens, right? But it just, I guess it doesn't ever pay off as a joke. Whereas the other one, there could have been a version of that where you just kept replicating that with like different things that you do. But I agree. I think he started with an idea. I think he had a thing of like, and we'll even replicate the stuff. But then it just kept going even further of like doubling down on the doubling down. Or it's like you just keep splitting tens. You're like, split it. No, split it again. Split it again. Like just keep going. And I think this will pay off, but maybe it won't. But let's just do it. Yeah, Fake Angela was great.
Dude, so funny.
Cheap chick in the city. Cheap chick in the city. Like the whole thing is great. Yes. Episode 3 is insane. It's all phenomenal. If you haven't watched it, you should absolutely watch it. But it is great. The first episode is an absolute masterpiece. Just absolute masterpiece.
My favorite thing too about the internet is they were like, you know what? We can't even take this for what it is. We have to. We're like, actually, Nathan Fielder's a bad human being, and we've learned that. I'm like, dude, shut up. Shut up. Everybody signed waivers that they were down to do this.
Yes,
no one got tricked.
Yeah, and I was wondering, those people, they're like, hey, I got an acting gig. I'm going to be in this HBO thing. And they're just paid to sit in a fake replica bar and talk in the background.
That was so funny because I kid you not, Dustin, if that was shot in New York, that would have been sent to me.
Oh, I would have. And how great would it have been?
Oh, and I would have done it in a heartbeat. But those are the types of things that I get. Like, no one's ever like, hey, we need a lead. They're like, hey, we need people that can just like act normal in a bar for a couple hours. Are you down? And like, that is 100% what would have been sent to me.
But I like that whole thing of those people just doing it over and over. I'm like, what did they think was happening when they're like, this is fucking weird. What are we doing?
I know. I know. It was crazy. Oh man. All right. I think we hit everything. I'm trying to think if I've been watching anything regularly, but I really haven't. I haven't. It's kind of
you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the Manti Te'o. Untold. I'm gonna do that. I think those are a great co-view thing with my wife. She's down for the sports stuff when it relates to like real stuff. So I told her about it because she had no idea. So I gave her a little bit of a pitch on it. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, he just didn't know and this? And I go, yeah, it was a huge news story and it's crazy. And you meet the whole thing. And she was like, oh, yeah, like that's totally up her alley.
Yeah.
And I mentioned the, my mom's coming on right there.
There we go. There's a mom cameo. That's incredible.
Okay. Got it. This is mom sighting.
Dude, hell yeah.
And a wave. She's watching House of the Dragon. Should I get her opinion on it?
Yes.
But yeah, anyways, it's
Scotty's right though. You got to watch the Donahue one too.
Yes. That's the other one I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that one as well. I think we're gonna watch that one together too, because she loves the real side of stuff. The other thing too is yes, I did watch Chad Powers, but the so good. The what's it called? The damn, I'm blanking on it now. The it's another Netflix thing that just dropped.
But
it's not a reality one.
It's a TV show or
yeah. I just lost my train of thought.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything on Netflix recently. I started watching a documentary.
It's the Dahmer one, the Jeffrey Dahmer one.
Oh, yeah. That's another one where I saw a lot of people were pretty pissed about that on the internet.
Same thing. So I'm kind of like, at least I'm intrigued to see like what it is, but
the
I don't
dude
know.
who plays him, I'm Evan Peters. Is that his name? Who's it?
Okay.
He's in one of your shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him, so I'm looking. I do want to see it just for that.
Yeah.
Um,
Shout out Runaway Rick here. Rise in
there we
Disney
go.
Plus. Yeah, great family story. That just so fun fact, little inside tidbit. You know, the movie is called Rise. There were initial talks of it maybe being called like Greek Freak or something like that. Giannis was like, "This isn't about me. This is about my family. This is about my parents. I don't want the title. I don't want anything to be centered around me. It's my family." He also said that this was like when they saw it, my kids will know exactly who their grandparents are, and their kids will be able to see this down the line to know what their family did to provide this life for them and the journey that their grandparents did. Like, I thought that was just beautiful. And
That's really
everything
cool.
that we did within that campaign, he was like, I'm not doing interviews alone. It's going to be with my brothers and my mom. My mom's going to be in everything. This is their story. This is
That's
not
cool.
just my story. This is their story. So it's a very heartfelt thing and very personal thing. Yeah. Like it's a, you know, it has its like cheesy. I don't want to say cheesy things. It's not cheesy, but
No, but
it is a very great family story. To your point, it's hard. Giannis, like, how can you not root for
I
him?
know he's just so likable too.
Yeah,
So
he's amazing.
so
Yeah,
fun to root for. Giannis and John Wall. Apparently, I'm rooting for John Wall.
yeah. I got to read that article. I saw you. I saw
Oh,
you retweeted it. So
it was pretty intense. So like, definitely, you know, have some alone time while you read it. But it is
sure.
got me rooting for John Wall for sure.
I've never not rooted for him. Like, I remember going back to when Colin Cowherd was very, very. Of course he is, but he was just very harsh and just saying like, this dude's not going to be a winner. He's doing the Dougie when he's introing and coming out, and he's like, that's not a leader and all this stuff. And I'm like, what are you fucking talking about, dude? Really relax. And then like this isn't his fault that he got hurt and things like that. So like I am absolutely rooting for him. I would have loved him on the Lakers in the way that the Clippers got him, but I'm rooting for. I've always liked John Wall. I think he's a fun player to watch. So I'd love to see a resurrection of career or a second chance, right? Like in Derrick Rose got a little bit of a second chance. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I truly like anybody that's not even a basketball fan. I recommend going to the Players Tribune and reading the John Wall article. And just talks about like his struggles over the last couple of years, and he's just hard not to root for. Like, you want him to have a run. So
I do, absolutely.
All right, gang, let's call it there. Dustin, it was good to have you back, man. It was good to hang.
It's good to be back in these streets. I was really looking forward to it. There's some UFC stuff happening, which is awesome, and I'm really excited about that. So I'll stay on top of that and provide my takes if they're helpful for sure. And also Runaway Rick. Yes, I'm sure this is a joke, but yes, I was involved in that movie.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Last call on this. Hakeem is at under 1350. Worthy under 1300. Neek is under 1100. Isaiah Thomas is $51 more than the pack. Kevin McHale is at 929. Last reminder too. So obviously no content on Saturday, but Sunday we're back at 11. John Boy Beats is going to be here. We'll do some last minute fantasy football stuff, some Rumble stuff, and then AJ Curry from NFL All Day is going to come on and make the announcements for the challenges for the day, and we are giving away a premium pack, which is pretty exciting. So come back on Sunday. For Dustin, for Dapper Dustin and Mike, we out.
Well, the top side streets are